Hey guys, this is 012 Boku coming at you with yet again another movie review. And like I said, the old version of how I used to do things, where I give you a quick overview, a breakdown of the main characters, and everything else that comes with the movies I am going to do. And as you probably saw on the intro there, I am doing not Bean, but I am doing there, if you see it, Johnny English. As I get closer there, because I know he's like reining in the white there, but as you can see, Johnny English is what I am doing. Johnny English, once again. And I have to say, good movie, good film. And the overall overview is, I believe, let's see. Yes, this movie was made in 2003 slash 2004. I believe 2003 was the release for the movie. And it was during the time where, Bond is still popular. So I don't want to say Bond hasn't been popular, but it's at a time where, Bond's popularity was still going strong. Die Another Day just finished up in, I believe, 2002. And so coming off the presses a year later of the next biggest Bond film, and coming off the heels, I believe, just right before or right at the end of, uh, Austin Powers Goldmember, because I think Austin Powers Goldmember was 2003, maybe 2004 as well. I'm not quite sure, but I know it showed around that time, and I'm sort of glad Johnny English came out and showed a better version of what Goldmember could have been, because Austin Powers Goldmember, even though an enjoyable movie, they really were getting raunchy with the jokes, like I said, when I reviewed 1 and 2 for you guys. And also, it was just getting really, really bizarre with how, its focus was just like, they were like rehashing too many old jokes, and things just sort of fell flat with Goldmember. So I'm actually really happy that Johnny English exists. And as I learned from the special features, Johnny English was a commercial of a character that Rowan Atkinson would play, where he was focusing on selling a credit card. And so what he did was he got together with, I believe, the director, who is, Peter Howitt, and the producers, Tim Bevan, Eric Fellner, and Mark Huffman. He got together with them, and he partnered with them to make what he called a maxi movie, because he said the commercials were sort of like a mini movie to him. So he got together with them to make this maxi movie idea. And for the most part, it worked, because Johnny English, I believe, was well received. Have not seen any of its sequels. I would like to. I even heard there's a rumor of a third one out there besides the second movie, Johnny English Reborn. But I would like to see the remaining films that do exist as well. But Johnny English, starting out, is where he's not the secret agent, but he dreams of being one. And the film goes along to where, he helps out, I think it's Agent 1. That's his name. He helps out Agent 1. He wants to dream and be of anything that Agent 1 can do. He's over compartmentalizing on being this agent, daydreaming, making a bumbling fool of himself, but he really wants to make it to the big time. After a mix-up on Johnny English's part, where Agent 1 was on a mission in, I forget where, but he was in some country, I think near Paris, France or something, but he was trying to get into his submarine. Johnny English gave him the wrong access codes, sadly killing him. And, he sets up Agent 1's funeral, and at Agent 1's funeral, there's a bunch of thugs who get together and want to assassinate the assassins. Johnny English is supposed to be overseeing the operations. He screws up again. The thugs plant a bomb, killing the rest of the agents. and Johnny English gets his wish to become a super agent, or I guess he takes the place of Agent 1, becoming Agent 1 himself. And Johnny English tries to play the cool and sophisticated card, doesn't work out well for him, and he tries to do right, but he becomes more of this bumbling fool. But he is right about one thing: a character named Pascal Sauvage, who is a Frenchman who is trying to usurp the throne because he has ties to the royal family, to which he steals the royal crown jewels to set things in motion to where he wants to take over England and be the king of England for his own nefarious plans because of his low ties to the royal family and the bloodline, of course. But Johnny English finds out about this, and he really causes a lot of problems, as we can get with Rowan Atkinson's work, because it is Rowan Atkinson sort of acting more like himself, but he still has that BS quality where he can't do anything right, or he just has a lot of mistakes, or he just becomes arrogant and his ego gets in the way, and a lot of cool things just follow as he's trying to take down Pascal Sauvage with the help of his partner Buff, and of course Lorna Campbell, who is I believe another agent, but I forget where Lorna Campbell says that she works from. I think it's like not MI6, but a similar sort of like English British government, because I think and I'll look that up. I think Natalie Imbruglia, I think that's her name. Yeah, Imbruglia is British or something, but I will definitely double check that right now for you guys. But now to the characters. As I sort of explained, you have Rowan Atkinson, who plays Johnny English, and in my opinion, I don't think you could find anybody better to play Johnny English, because Rowan Atkinson, once again, did the characters for the commercial, and he also did, like the great pick for this movie, because he is the character. It is his character from the commercials. It is his thing from what he created, and I mean, he fits so well to it, because he tries to do so well as this agent, but yet, he just comes off as the bumbling fool. And what a lot of people just absolutely love is the fact that, it's him being like Mr. Bean or similar antics like Mr. Bean, but yet it's where he's actually trying to use intelligence, but just comes off as a bumbling fool, like I mentioned before. And, once again, just split on the money, just like very good, funny, charismatic, really into, I mean, he is a guy who said he doesn't like doing his own stunts, but he can do it, so he did quite a few of his own stunts in this movie. I mean, it's really just great. No, that's who Johnny English works for, MI5. That's one thing I just discovered right now for you, too, so, hey, there was also that as well. And let me see, also just trying to look up things for you here as well, because well, yeah, they don't have too much on it, but sorry, I'm also like trying to research Lorna Campbell for you guys right now, and I'm like, yeah, I should also probably be looking up the actual person, because I believe I segue into it next. Yeah, we go into Natalie Imbruglia, who is oh, so she isn't completely English, but she is from Sydney in New South Wales. No, I take that back. She isn't English at all. She's from Australia. New South Wales, Australia. Okay, so my bad. Once again, this is why you do research and look things up sometimes, because, geez Louise, you can get it wrong a bit. So, but I believe that's who she is she's playing another British agent. I'm not quite too sure. I do forget her character background, but she plays an agent who's trying to help out Johnny English or solve the case on her own. Because she knows that Pascal Sauvage is up to something, and she's trying to stop him and not to have him achieve his plan, as is Johnny English with, trying to recover the crown jewels and find everything he needs to. But, she sort of sees, Johnny English at first as, once again, the fool, the guy who has no idea what he's doing, as this lovesick puppy trying to come on to her. But then eventually she falls for him because she sees the good in him and what he's trying to do, and she knows that his talents and everything are best used for England, and overall that he's right about Pascal Sauvage being this person trying to usurp the crown of England and use England for his own nefarious plans. Also, the fact that Lorna Campbell is a strong-built woman. She has a lot of strength. She is a good fighter. She knows how to get around. She's like the definition of an agent that Johnny English wishes he could be, but he doesn't necessarily pull off with her. So Natalie Imbruglia as Lorna Campbell pulls off the strong, secret agent woman very well, and it's a good role for her for being. I believe she's a singer. I believe, I'm not too sure. But, she pulls it off very well. And sorry if I don't know a lot of these things. I know I probably should do a little bit more research, guys. But I do apologize for that. And then we have, yes, Ben Miller, who plays his partner, Boss. And Ben Miller, Boss, what could he say? Like, Boss sort of has to counter the foolishness that Johnny English is. And, he's a guy who's like, sir, I don't think that's how it's done. And, sir, I don't think that's a good idea. But, Johnny English always reprimands Boff, and, Boff is just, like, making things, like, work for him. And it's like Ben Miller said in this film, in the special features of Johnny English, that I also recently watched again, where he said, some of Rowan Atkinson's stuff would not be as funny if, Boff was not there to, compliment it, or compliment the joke, or start the joke. And, it's true, because Ben Miller and Rowan Atkinson played well off each other in this movie. You could really tell how Boff may be a bit embarrassed by how his boss and partner, Johnny English, does things, but yet at the same time, you see this strange thing where Boff actually looks up to Johnny English, because Johnny English is his senior officer, and he really does look up to him, and he wants, I believe, Johnny English to do well, and not just to have this bumbling fool thing under his name. So it's, completely understandable. The other thing about Boff, besides being his partner and also being dependable and there to correct him, is, Boff obviously knows his stuff as an agent too, and he also loves the gadgets. Like, he is a agent who loves using the gadgets, who loves to know all the bells and whistles of how the secret things, how things work, how it could help out their cases more, and stuff like that. Where Johnny English couldn't even be the less interested. Like, he does not really care that much for gadgets at all, because Johnny English thinks it's, the old homegrown boom 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 attitude that'll win the day, where Bob is like, well, technology works too, and you gotta love all these bells and whistles because it really helps us out and makes things easier. So Ben Miller as Bob played that role to perfection. And then finally we have John Malkovich as Pascal Sauvage. And what can you say? John Malkovich as the villain as Pascal Sauvage works. You can really tell how he wants the crown jewels, how he wants to, usurp the throne of England for his own plan, which the finality of his plan is he would become the King of England and commission prisons to be built in England to have all these criminal worlds as well as all the other prison systems around the world too, just bring all their prisoners to England and make the Isle of the British Isles his own prison making area, where the whole landmass was going to be nothing of prisons and stuff. So that was Pascal Sauvage's final endgame. And you really believe that John Malkovich wants to pull that off because he's a great character actor, also great at playing villains. But when he has his interactions with Johnny English, you just love how he either rolls his eyes or gets fed up with it, or the sarcasm he delivers to Johnny English. Because Pascal Sauvage, he gets annoyed by Johnny English, but yet he finds him so entertaining and so enigmatic that he can't get enough of him. But at the same time, he just gets so annoyed by him because, like he says, he's a fool, or how Pascal Sauvage's partners said, he's a fool that keeps showing up. And it's true, it drives Pascal Sauvage nutty at the end because Johnny English keeps getting in his way when he thinks that, he's got everything well in hand. And, like, John Malkovich just makes that so funny in this film, just delivering off that, like, complete shock and awe to Johnny English, and it just complements everything so well. So you got to give, John Malkovich a great round of applause for knowing how to play off Rowan Atkinson the way he did, because he really made it work, and he made it just so great. That sarcastic wit, and just like, are you for real? Are you really a secret agent? You can't stop me. This has been fun and all, but I've got to do stuff now, Johnny. So, John Malkovich did great as Pascal Sauvage. And to round out the cast, there were quite a few other, good cast members. Tim Pigott-Smith as Pegasus, Kevin McNally, or Kevin R. McNally, that you guys may know as Mr. Gibbs from Pirates of the Caribbean, actually plays the British Prime Minister in this movie. You have Oliver Ford Davies, who plays, who some of you may know as Sol Bibble from Star Wars, actually plays the Archbishop of Canterbury in this movie, which is a funny, good role for him. And I believe, besides a few other smaller cast members that I can't really remember off the top of my head, those were like the rest of the main cast that are in there to round it out. And the other good things that you could say about this movie is you have a great score by, let's see, who did the score again? Trying to... Oh dear me, sorry about that. Yeah, you have a great score by Edward Schumer, who, really gave a nice Bond-esque feeling to the movie, while yet making it silly and making it work to the film, so that a lot of people had something fun and interesting to listen to while the comedy played out. You have a great theme by Robbie Williams, which is the Man of All Seasons, which basically explains Rowan Atkinson's character, Johnny English, to a T, which is a fun thing to listen to. And once again, they really captured the Bond satire well, like all the old Bond gadget things that go awry, or how Johnny English's ego gets in the way, and you think he'll achieve things like James Bond does, but he really doesn't, and it's bizarre, weird, and kooky, and it's just a great fun ride. So overall, the movie is just fun, and the score complements that, the direction, the cinematography, everything, goes well together. And if I had to give a final saying for you guys on Johnny English here, I would say and rate this movie a classic. Now, not a lot of you may agree with me on it, but a classic 10 out of 10. Because, to me, this movie was just that good at capturing the Bond satire, and, Rowan Atkinson's delivery, all the other characters' delivery. Like, it really was good. I love it and enjoy it a lot. And if you guys have not seen, Johnny English, I would definitely try to check it out and see what you guys think, and see, if it measures up. And, you guys could always leave comments, tell me what you think. Do you like it? Do you think, like, all this Bond satire, there's too much of it? Or, you guys ones for the stuff that happened in the 60s and 70s with, In Light Flint and Our Man Flint, which I've seen, and those are really good movies as well, so I can't deny those movies their own talent too. So, with all that further ado, that's basically the final. Just, comment, guys. Let me know what you think of Johnny English and all my other films too on here now, because Getting quite the list going. So until then, guys, I will see you later and have a good night.